Hey everybody, movie time. Some of you know, and maybe some of you don't. This week I posted something to my community tab, a poll for what movie I should edit next for YouTube. I've got a backlog of like 17, 18, 19 movies on Patreon that I just haven't had time to edit for YouTube. So I put them all in a poll. I'm going to link it below. And you can choose one or two or many or whatever, whichever ones you want to see. At the moment, it looks like LA Confidential is winning the poll, so I'll probably start with that. I'll do that this week, but that doesn't mean to stop voting. Keep voting, because what will I do next week? You know? So this is just going to give me an indicator of what sort of order I should be editing the movies in, what people want to see, and that sort of thing. Obviously, I'll add more movies to that list in future. There'll be different polls. But I just want to sort of get rid of some of the backlog I have, because otherwise it'll just extend to like 100 movies or something, and it'll just get too cumbersome. If you want to watch all of them, like in the next 5 minutes, why would you do that? Why would you watch them all at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. But if you go to my Patreon, you can watch them straight away, full length. You do not need a copy of the movies. If you're ever thinking of going on my Patreon, this is probably a good time to do it, because if you're there this month, next month will be free of charge. September and October are kind of linked at the moment. So if you're there for September, you get October for free. Also, I finished The Twilight Zone. It's done. Complete. All 5 seasons. So that's up there too. Plus a bunch of other shit. I've started Charmed, started Dark, and those will eventually get to YouTube. So check it out if you wish. But vote in the poll, no matter what. Even if you don't like any of the movies, just go to the poll and refuse to vote. You know? Go, why do you for all these movies? No. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all your recommendations for movies. At the moment, my process is to let Patreon people pick them. In the future, YouTube will get more involved. Because I don't want to let you feel like you're not being heard or you're left out in the cold or anything like that. I do read all the suggestions. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I should do that. I haven't seen that one. I heard that's great. But I just don't have the time to fit it into the schedule. And it means skipping over something that somebody on Patreon has picked, and, you know, it's a bit of a juggling act. So, LA Confidential, I'm going to get started working on that this week. We'll probably be up this weekend, unless stuff gets in the way, and then we'll move on to the second one on the list and the third one, and, you know, and then maybe we'll have a new poll, you know what I'm talking about? So, that's just keeping you up to date. So, 1, vote in the poll. 2, unless you hate all the movies, that don't vote in the poll, but go over there and like stare at it and give it a wag your finger. 3, if you want to see everything right now, go to my Patreon. 2 months for a price of 1. 4, I think that's it. I have to go watch something else. That I finished the Twilight Zone. I'm going to like watch an Outer Limits episode or something. 5, have a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you next time.